source of it, and then don't understand why you get mad and think what you think of them in the media. Here's Kathleen from Indiana, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Good morning.
Yes, hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Make a dittos.
Actually, I have a sore throat. I may lose my voice. I tell you, I'm strung out. I'm worn to a frazzle. This has been the most incredible 2 weeks of my life. Yeah, and I hope I get through this show today, to tell you the truth.
Well, take 2 aspirins, have a drag of your cigar, and drink wine.
No. Anyway, thank you.
What I'm calling for is in regard to the Ted Koppel show.
Yeah.
And when
watched by more Americans than any other show at that time, Tuesday night. Thank you.
Absolutely. And also, when the fellow said that you had or have that much power or influence to cause the stock market to fall, then we in the silent majority would certainly feel that there would be some hope out there. And I wish you could sway the majority of the people.
Hey, here's another example. I'm not going to have time here in the limited number of seconds, but there's another. This is Floyd Abrams she's referring to, who tried to nail me on something on Nightline. Let me give you the details of this when we get back. I have been proudly telling you about the Conservative Chronicle for over 5 years now. It's a tremendous publication, and now more than ever, you need the Conservative Chronicle just to keep up with all that's being written about White Watergate and the Clintons from the top conservative writers of our time. Order now, get 52 weekly issues packed full of conservative commentary and cartoons, all for just 80 cents a week, $42 a year. With your credit card, call 800-888-3039 for the Conservative Chronicle. 800-888-3039.
This is WGBR News, Goldsboro's very own.
This is Wayne Alley. Participants in yesterday's Goldsboro Symposium on problems and causes of our troubled youth and the search for solutions were told by Wayne School Superintendent Darren Flowers that a specialized center is the solution to the school system serving children with exceptionalities, and the system is pursuing it. Flowers said schools are teaching children with exceptionalities today because of changing attitudes that was unknown 5 years ago. The superintendent explained that even though these children are in self-contained classrooms, that there is disruption throughout the school setting. He said the answer is the specialized center. But in order to get such a center, Flowers said there has to be a cooperative effort between the State Department of Public Instruction, the public school system, and mental health. Yesterday's symposium was told by Head Start and Wages Child Development Director Betsy Thigpen that the word prevention is not in our vocabulary and definitely is not a part of our social policy. She told the gathering that we're so busy responding to the crisis of neglect that we hardly have time to think about prevention.
10 years ago, we did not see the kind of violent behavior that we're seeing in 3- and 4-year-old children today. And for us, it is absolutely scary to see some of the things that children do and the sophistication that they have in many areas where they should have no knowledge at all. The kinds of acting out that is done in our classrooms tells us volumes about what is going on in their homes and in their neighborhoods. At every turn, we see evidence of too little, too late. And at every turn, we see the consequences of too little, too late.
Betsy Thigpen. The 100 people attending that symposium were told by Wayne Mental Health Center Clinical Director Jonathan Barnes how they can bring about a change.
In your folder, there's the addresses of the TV stations. You see a show that is destructive to our society, write the network. Write the sponsors. Make it part of your job each day. What you see on Tuesday night when you go to work on Wednesday, fire off a letter. Write the record tape CD companies about their irresponsible productions. Write your legislators about changing society's rules.
Dr. Jonathan Barnes, and I'm Wayne Alley.
This afternoon will be partly to mostly sunny and warm. High temperatures between 76 and 80 degrees, but the weather will start to trend downhill tonight. It'll become mostly cloudy. There is the chance for some light rain or drizzle very late tonight toward tomorrow morning. Lows between 50 and 55. And for tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and cool with occasional light rain and drizzle. Highs 56 to 62. I'm Brian Orzel in the Weather Center.
WGBR. saga continues.
Saga continues. It's Rush Limbaugh from New York. The Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. Let's go back in time. I forget the date. I think it was March 10th. But I'm not sure. We can look it up. A big day of volatility in the market, stock market primarily. That morning, at 9:40, a fax was circulated from a brokerage house still to this day unknown by me. I don't know where this thing originated because the header at the top of the fax was not there. But it was a fax that listed various reports on the money markets that day as of the time that the fax was issued. And there was a little paragraph amongst all this information that said that a newsletter, Johnson Smick International, or Smick Johnson International, I'm not sure which, it's one of those two ways, in their newsletter to be released that afternoon had some information about Vince Foster that it was rumored that this, let me get this right. This fax said that there were rumors in the market. That's exactly how it was worded. There were rumors in the market that Johnson Smick International will publish a newsletter that says that Vince Foster did not commit suicide and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At 12:30, that fax reached me. That fax had been in the market for 3 hours when that fax reached me. And I looked at that and I said, this is interesting because look now what people are saying. And the source for this information, according to Johnson Smick International. And who is Johnson? Johnson is Manuel Manny Johnson. He's a former former Federal Reserve board member, commissioner or something. So he's a guy that has, with some people in the market, some credibility. So his newsletter eventually said that the source that he used was staffers in the office of Daniel Patrick Moynihan. So right before the news, at the top of the hour, I said, look at this, folks. This has been circulating in the markets here all day. Listen to this. Blew it up, read it. Try to get hold of Johnson Smick. Is this what your report really says? They wouldn't return our calls. They didn't take any calls. We finally got hold of somebody who had seen the Johnson Smick report. And about 15 minutes later, was able to clarify that Johnson Smick report did not say that Vince Foster did anything other than commit suicide, did not say he was murdered, and it was not done or this and that, and they denied it. So that rumor that Foster had met an untimely death at the hands of others had been in the market for 3 hours. There are critics who say that what I did over a 15-minute period caused the market to drop something like 80 points or whatever it was. And even the next morning, Dee Myers, in her press briefing, said, if you lost money yesterday in the market, blame it on Rush Limbaugh and Johnson Smick International. And what I did was discredit the rumor on this show. I discredited the rumor. I brought the rumor to a screeching halt by announcing that that's not what was in the Johnson Smick report. So there you have the sum total of the story. Then on Nightline, Floyd Abrams, who is another one of these well-respected lawyers whose specialty is the First Amendment, said that I had spread the rumor that Foster was murdered, and this caused the market to lose 80 points or whatever it was that day, and that I owed the American people an apology. My response to him was, Mr. Abrams, your version's wrong, and I wish or I'm in the market. If I had the power to keep the market from, or if I had the power to move the market one way or the other, why would I cause it to do this? So as I say, I would love to have that kind of power, but it's just another example. And Floyd Abrams probably is a very accomplished lawyer. But it's amazing to me how simply because I'm on radio and others like me are on radio, or Carville is a campaign manager, that somehow our views are less than whole, our views are less than credible, our opinions are less than credible, our life's work is less than credible. And here's Floyd Abrams, who is a well-respected lawyer, First Amendment guy, considered to be erudite and very refined, even an elitist, who can't get the story even 10% right on a national show. It's an amazing juxtaposition. That's what the caller from Indiana, Pennsylvania was referring to. But the rumor was discredited on this show, not started, and not propelled, not given life, not given legs. It was discredited. Here is Jenny in Lima, Ohio. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
It's really an honor to speak with you today.
I'm glad you took the time.
I'm a 19-year-old student, and I'm a medical assistant. And I wanted to comment on the Singapore situation because I was recently there with a group of students last year around this time. And the day before we arrived there, they shot a man, killed him, for just possessing some substance. I think it was cocaine is what he had.
What do you mean they shot and killed him? As part of a...
They found him on the street, and he had that in his possession, and they shot him on the spot.
The Singapore authorities?
Correct.
Yeah.
And just observation from being there, it's a very clean country. They boast on that. It's kind of like going to Disney World, but they're saving money because they're not paying to have people walk around with little brooms and sweep up everything, But I think that we can learn from these other countries by looking at their crime rates. I mean, they've got no crime rates at all. We visited halfway house type.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold it a minute. Because I'm confused.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
suggesting...
Yeah.
No, don't answer until I finish the question.
Okay.
See, she said yes, and I didn't even ask.
Well, I was saying yes, sir.
Most guys would have loved to be in the position I was just in with you. I'm
Why-
just kidding.
Why is that?
Never mind.
Very funny.
Yeah, it is. See, she got it. Pardon my voice. It's cracking.
Well, you're right. That's okay. I was just agreeing with you.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
You called here. You sounded critical when you said that the authorities gunned down a guy simply because he was in possession of cocaine. I thought you were going to say, see, we don't want that kind of justice in America. But it sounds to me like you are happy that there's so little crime and so little criminal activity on the streets of Singapore. Are you suggesting that we emulate that kind of enforcement of the law?
I think I was more or less shocked when I heard that, but...
Wait a minute. You heard it or you saw it?
When I was there, I heard it.
You heard it.
The day before we arrived, our guides told us. These were Singaporeans, and they said,
Did you believe them?
Yes, I believed them because of the fact that I did... for one thing, if you look up Singapore as far as being safe at night, I mean, they told us you can go anywhere at night. You can go downtown. You can go anywhere in Singapore.
Okay, but you think that the cops should have the authority to gun down people in possession of cocaine in the United States?
Okay, personally, I think that's a little drastic. Okay?
Good.
Okay, I'm not Jean-Claude Van Damme or anything. No, I'm saying that we can learn from other countries by evaluating the way they handle their crime. Just for being addicted to, I believe the substance is heroin, you can be put into life imprisonment.
What about the notion? Let me discuss with you philosophically, since you're a student. What are you studying? You have a major yet?
Okay, I'm a medical assistant. I'm a home-educated student.
All right.
And that's kind of a new thing.
But are you in college now?
I will be going to college this fall, Lord willing, if I have enough money.
Well, let me discuss with you philosophically the notion that with freedom comes certain prices.
Right.
And come certain prices. And one of the prices you pay for freedom is the fact that you're going to have people engaging in behavior that is unlawful. And in order to guarantee as much individual liberty as possible, you're always going to have to err on the side of the accused. That's the premise here. Innocent until proven guilty and all that.
Okay.
We always err on the side of the accused. They don't do that in Singapore.
That's true. And
Obviously.
I think, yes, they have a lot of problems. I mean, you look and you say, oh, they've got all these fines and they've got great, no one's chewing gum. They all flush their public toilets. But when you really evaluate, they're off balance as far as like their car taxes. You bring a car in, it's twice as much. You can't drive a car more than 5 years because they want all the cars to be nice, new, no rusty, So, when you look at that, you think, oh, this is great. But
sounds like the movie Logan's Run. When you get to be 30 years old, they kill you.
Oh.
they when you get to be 30 years old, they sound this siren, and you're drawn. You can't stop it. You're drawn into this giant dome where you're done away with, so that nobody over 30 ever is alive on Earth.
Well, I'm not 30 yet.
Yeah, you've got 11 years to go. I think that I agree with you that there's things to learn from other countries, I think. But I think we have the concept right. I don't think there's anything wrong with our concept. I don't think there's anything wrong with the American concept at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with the American system. Everybody thinks, we got to change the system. It's like saying you got to change the church. The church is not supposed to change. The system is fine. We've had problems with the people administering the system. The people who have had positions of power and authority in the system are the ones who've corrupted it. The system itself is fine, not corrupt. And if you want people to flush toilets in public, and if you want people to have behavioral characteristics which are admirable and so forth, I don't know that stiff criminal laws are the way to enforce that, because they certainly are going to stifle freedom. I think that has to be done in the context of a solid family, teaching manners, this kind of. To criminalize that kind of stuff is kind of makes me queasy. Now, committing real crimes, I don't think not flushing a toilet in public is the kind of crime that should get you thrown in jail, if it's even a crime at all. Or chewing gum in public is not a crime, and I don't think that we want to make it a crime. Excuse me, here in the United States. That's why the whole concept here of caning versus nothing are two insufficient options for meting out punishment to somebody who vandalizes other people's property, like a car. Anyway, Jenny, I'm glad you called. I got to go here and get back here so we'll have some time to talk to others on the EIB phone right after this.
You're listening to the EIB Network. Do you know that as late as 1992, satellites may have found coded distress signals on the ground from American prisoners of war still alive in Vietnam, and that our government is covering up the evidence? The American Spectator knows. Reporter John Corey has obtained documents so sensitive that a Senate committee chaired by a liberal Democrat anxious to normalize relations with Vietnam ordered a report on them destroyed and threatened to wreck the career of anyone who leaked them. Now, the American Spectator leaks them and names the senator who made the threats. Call 1-800-847-3355 and we'll rush you our free investigative report on Vietnam prisoners. For $34.95, you'll get 12 issues of the American Spectator Plus, your free report with the evidence the Vietnam appeasers in Congress don't want you to see. Discover the heartbreaking truth about men who may have been knowingly left behind. Call 1-800-847-3355 and ask for the American Spectator. Call 1-800-847-3355. Call now.
If you're a self-employed or small business owner, then grab a pencil and write this number down. 1-800-331-NASE. You'll be calling the National Association for the Self-Employed. NASE is one of the largest group associations in the U.S. Here are just some of the benefits you'll enjoy as a member. A true voice in Washington, travel benefits, free small business consultancy, and up to 45% off computers and software. Now, there are many more benefits, but the most popular one is the NASE-endorsed health insurance, underwritten by PFL Life Insurance Company. You'll receive your choice of doctors and hospitals anywhere in the world. You can't be singled out for rate increases or cancellations. For more information from the field services of the National Association for the Self-Employed, call 1-800-331-NASE. That number again is 1-800-331-NASE. Join the group that's looking out for you, the National Association for the Self-Employed. The number to call right now is 1-800-331-NASE.
Knowles Carpet has been serving Goldsboro and Wayne County for over 45 years with quality installation of carpet and floor covering. Family dedication to this business has been enjoyed by thousands of customers. Joining Carpet One 5 years ago gave Knowles Carpet the additional buying power of 450 other stores to bring you the best prices available. Put it all together and it means quality floor covering and expert installation by a truly family dedicated business. Knowles Carpet, your Carpet One store, 2311 Wayne Memorial Drive, Goldsboro.
Here's a rare treat from Prince Tire Company. Goodyear's premium all-season radial is on sale at very special prices. Buy 3 Goodyear Invicta GS radials at the regular price. The 4th tire is free. And the offer gets better. Invicta GS carries Goodyear's longest tread life warranty, 70,000 miles. Just ask Prince Tire Company for details. They also have savings on the Goodyear Corsica GT. Hurry in before April 30th. Prince Tire Company at 1011 South George Street, Goldsboro.
There was an incredible vote in the House of Representatives last night on the crime bill. And basically, I'm going to have details for you in the next hour, but it basically established racial quotas for capital punishment. Yes, sir, my friends, you heard right. Racial quotas for capital punishment. Details coming up shortly. Meanwhile, Homewood, Illinois. Leslie, hello. Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program.
Hi, Rush.
Hi.
I can't believe it.
I'm glad you got through.
I am too. I have a sore throat and a head cold just like you do, and that's why I was kind of slacking off this morning. I always listen to you, but I don't usually watch Oprah Winfrey, and I was just kind of sitting with my pillow on my couch watching Oprah, and my blood pressure went up about 50 points.
When was this?
Today, this morning.
Today.
They had an interesting conversation, and they had the 20-something busters, which I didn't know that generation was called busters. I learned something. Versus the our generation boomers.
Yeah.
And the
busters. Do you get it? Boom and bust.
I get it now.
The busters.
I just never heard them
There's
called.
nothing left for us. Nothing left for us. Generation?
Well, that's what they said. That's what they claimed, and I learned so much about myself watching.
You've destroyed
that
the world.
show.
You've destroyed America for these other people. Right?
Rush, I just now realize that Donald Trump and Joan Collins Carrington from Dynasty are my mentors. And I just realized that whole time I was in college working my rear end off, I was really high and having free sex. And I also learned that I am greedy. I'm responsible for the debt. I'm responsible for the spread of AIDS. And along with Reagan and Bush, I am responsible for them not being able to get a job.
Well, we have to throw Hillary and Bill Clinton in there because they were exhibiting the identical behavior in the 1980s that everything sized for.
But I never realized I was doing all that. I don't know where I was.
Well, this is what, Leslie, I don't mean to be yelling at you, but you've hit a hot button here. This is exactly what I have been warning you people against ever since I have had this microphone at my disposal. And that is the revisionism of the 1980s, the people who are writing that decade as the evil of all. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's the most prosperous decade this country's had since World War II. It's the decade where there were more real good jobs created than any other time since World War II, including Bill Clinton's fabulous economic plan.
Well, right, and I thought...
The 1980s were a period of renewed American patriotism. The 1980s saw the defeat of the Soviet Union, the most barbarous way of life in the history of the world. The 1980s brought about a prosperity this country has never, ever seen. The problem with the 1980s was that some parents in the 1980s didn't raise their kids right, and didn't teach them what life is all about, and now these kids have grown up thinking life is supposed to be handed to them because they're Americans, and they find out it isn't that way.
Right. Well, you know, so many times you have said that the history of the 80s is being rewritten,
right,
and it was never hit home so hard to me as when I was sitting there listening to those young adults.
Did Oprah agree with them?
She didn't call them on anything. I was so mad. I was so upset, and I'm thinking, oh my God.
How old were these kids that were part of the busters?
They were like 21, 22, 23-ish.
Did they offend you?
They didn't, in their appearance or their means of speech, they didn't offend me, but what offends me is that they are so upset that they are all being generalized about as being they kept saying, oh, we clump them all into one group and say they're lazy and whiny and can't find a job. Well, don't clump me into a group. Don't tell me that
let me tell you what they are.
Sex and,
let me tell you what that. They're the one group. They're the group. They have grown up thinking of themselves as victims. And they have taken problems that they've created themselves, problems that they've gotten into because of their own behavior, and they blamed everybody else for it. That's the hallmark of the 90s. Blame everybody else for what happens to you. Make of yourself a victim. Therein lies your route to success. And that's what you saw on TV today. I don't believe that the majority of Generation Xers are that way, though. That's what's wrong with Oprah-type shows. They go out and find 5 or 6. Now, there's a lot of them that think that, but I don't think it's the whole generation. You go out and find 5 or 6 of these people, bring them out there, hey, this is America, this is the future, and so forth, and people get more depressed, think, oh my gosh, country's over. I think they're far more responsible young people than you would believe, and they're working hard, and they're taking life seriously, but of course they're lousy TV. So keep your chin up and take from this exactly what you learned, that there are just some kids out there, young people, who are wrong. One thing about young people, they always think they're right. And they learn when they're 30 that they were idiots. We all do. Back after this.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
I love Snapple Raspberry Iced Tea. That's what got me started in the vending business. Call Exclusive Vending at 800-592-0770. Exclusive gets your vending route going. You restock Pepsi Lipton Iced Tea, Ocean Spray Juice, Snapple. Call us at 800-592-0770. Invest less than $8,000. Some want Snapple Lemon Iced Tea, Raspberry Iced Tea, and Kiwi Strawberry Cocktail. Others ask for Pepsi Lipton, Lemon and Raspberry Iced Teas, Ocean Spray Juice. They fly out of the machine. Your own exclusive vending route. The cash jumps right into your pocket. Call us at 800-592-0770. Again, 800-592-0770. This vending offer is only through Exclusive Vending, Inc., not from Snapple Beverage Corp. Snapple is the exclusive trademark of Snapple Beverage Corp. They have no connection with this business opportunity.
Burger King presents Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, so you claim to know everything.
Yes, I do.
But did you know the new Whopper Junior Sandwich at Burger King has 50% more beef than before?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you know that a Whopper Junior value meal with fries and drink is just $1.99 every day?
Knew it.
You honestly would have stated $1.99 as the everyday price for a new Whopper Junior, drink and fries?
Absolutely. This is really too easy.
Okay, genius. Did you know that my wife...
That your wife wears French musk, answers to the name BB, and has a mole on her left cheek? Yes, I did.
You're not supposed to know that.
Yes, I know.
The Whopper Junior Value Meal, just $1.99 every day at Burger King. We may not be the world's #1 fast food place. It just tastes that way.
I knew you were going to say that.
Enough already.
Subject to owner participation. Prices may vary. Size of fries and drink may vary.
Who's on your side when you buy a home? The realtor? The mortgage lender? Don't you need someone in your corner? Global Inspection Corporation can be your best friend. They can use their 21 years building experience. If home